Hello, this is Marshall Zhukov, and here we are together again on YouTube. And we can see here, got a lineup of M91 rifles. Sestroretsk, 1896. We've got a New England Westinghouse. The first Remington M91 that I picked up, just joking, that's actually the second one. This is the first one that I picked up. I guess this technically would be my only Finn M91, since it's the Finn model P27. And my very first M91 that I picked up, my Tula M91. This was a $100 rifle out the door. And if anybody has noticed already, it is actually in a laminated stock. You can see the laminations on either side of the barrel shank there. It's in a 9130 stock. The original stock that it came in, I should say, originally when I bought it. It's hard to say. This probably is not the original stock that the rifle was put into. It's got a circle R there. Looks suspiciously like a Remington mark, but I have no idea if Remington marked their stocks like that. And this Remington here, one that I featured in the slideshow, did not have any circle R mark on the stock like that. But something else that is interesting is the serial number on the stock. Looks very much like a C, much like the one on this Remington. So who knows, maybe it could have been in Serbia or something like that. So this Tula M91, I think it's got a very nice patina on it. I really like the metal is almost in the white. So it kind of makes you wonder how this rear sight retained some bluing on the top there. But it's been somewhere else other than Russia. It's hard to say really. It appears to be of a Balkan origin, these peening out of the stamps. There's no Finn stamps on it anywhere. And the bore is decent for being old and probably having been drugged through the Balkans at some time. We can see right here there's a small crack in it. That's one of the reasons that I put it in the 9130 stock. Thin crack that runs. And it looks like it's been in this stock for quite a while. The Tang date and Arsenal stamp has been pressed into the wood. It's just been sitting in there for so long. Moving on to the P27. This has a partial SA stamp. Doesn't look like it was struck very well when it was put on or rolled on, or however they did it. And actually relined. They had a process they did where they re-sleeved the barrel, patterned after the Italian Salerno process where they did that. There's a lot of information suggesting, of the information you can find, I should say, suggesting that they didn't work very well, but and that was why the Finns abandoned it, and they may have come back to it later during the war when they needed them. But when I shot it, it shot rather well. I was satisfied. I didn't shoot it on paper. I need to do that one of these days. This one is in a Finn stock. interesting little Seiko stamp there on the cocking knob. Here we have one of the Remington Mosins. This one, you might be able to see here, these type of sling hangers are very reminiscent of Spanish Civil War. However, there are no other markings suggesting this on the rifle. Typically they would have a made in USSR stamp on it. Another thing that may suggest Spanish Civil War also, none of the parts are matching by numbers. The bolt is just a random bolt parts from other guns. Coincidentally enough though, the butt plate does have a small circle R stamp on it. It's hard to see right above the numbers there. There we go. That's it right there. However, this latest acquisition, Remington M91 that I picked up, is in excellent condition as well. The bore condition in both of these is absolutely beautiful. Hardly look like they've been shot much at all. There are no SA stamps on either one of them. And what's nice is the Russian crest, Imperial crest, is still intact. This one does have the C stamp on it, indicating most likely Serbian use at some point, whether it was during World War I, if it made it overseas, which it must have at some point. By the end of the war, it's hard to say. Serbians could have captured it or used it during or after the war. This one is unique, I think, to any of the other ones, any of the other M91 rifles that I have, especially in regard to the stock. The stock on this rifle matches, and the butt plate also matches, but that's about the extent of the matching. The bolt is totally mismatched. We do have a circle R though on the rear sight base. And this one actually is an import. It does have an import stamp on it.